In town, and with musical stylings of The King, it's bound to get people all shook up. Reporter Margaret Sharp has this preview.
The idea is that it's a movie that Elvis would have been in.
There is no doubt that Elvis would have fit in the cast of All Shook Up. The musical combines his music and Shakespeare's Twelfth Night.
And this roustabout, which is the Elvis character, rides into town on his motorcycle and he changes the whole thing. He shakes the whole town up. And all of a sudden people are falling crazy in love all over the place.
The King's music has always inspired romance, and this musical is no exception. But thanks to Shakespeare, for the characters, the course of true love never runs smoothly.
The Elvis character is named Chad, and the local mechanic is a girl named Natalie, and she instantly falls in love with Chad. But her best friend Dennis has been in love with her forever. So Dennis is in love with Natalie, Natalie's in love with Chad, and Chad falls in love with the town, the museum curator.
The production has over 24 musical numbers and a cast of 45. And although the storyline is full of action, the cast members are in it for the music.
The music is some of the best music I've ever heard in a musical before. It's really fun and energetic.
And they all have favorites.
Burnin' Love. I don't say Burnin' Love.
Hound Dog and Blue Suede Shoes.
I love songs like Jailhouse Rock and songs like Don't Be Cruel or Let Yourself Go. But overall, everything is really good. It's amazing.
And there's the director's favorite, Can't Help Falling in Love.
When you hear it, my producer heard them sing it for the first time just the other day, Nancy Gomez, and she just started crying because it's so beautiful.
And besides crying in their seats, choreographer Tiffany Masonette has other hopes for audience members.
Oh, I just want them to be dancing in the aisles by the end of the show. I think they will. There's no doubt about it. The music is great. It's classic Elvis, so there's no way you cannot have a good time.
For CitiCABLE 3, I'm Margaret Sharp.
All Shook Up by Starlight Productions is dancing its way into the James Armstrong Theater on Friday, June 11th at 7:30 p.m. and on Saturday, June 12th and Sunday, June 13th at 2 p.m. For more information, go to starlightplays.com.
If you ask most residents about the state of education in Torrance, they'll probably point to budget cuts and layoffs. But at the annual State of Education address, the focus was on the district's achievements in spite of tough times. Reporter Margaret Sharp explains.
I feel very honored. It's a great surprise. I applied for it, and when I found out I won, it was really cool because I've had a lot of other scholarships that I haven't won, and this one was an honor to get awarded.
Brett Sakaguchi was one of 5 high school seniors to get a $750 scholarship from the chamber. With college costs going up, these students appreciate whatever extra cash they can get.
When I heard about it, I was so excited because since I'm going to be attending Chapman in the fall, it's a very expensive school, so scholarship definitely would help.
The fact that Torrance has come behind me to support me makes all the difference in the world.
Torrance School District Superintendent Dr. George Mannon gave the keynote address. His theme, Excelling in Tough Times.
Even with the most disastrous cuts since the Great Depression, our school district continues to achieve, and our academic performance index has gone up each and every year.
Mannon says that the secret to Torrance's success is having dedicated staff and teachers, some of whom are suffering badly through the cuts. Scholarship recipient Annette Kim sees the pain on her teachers' faces.
A lot of my teachers have been getting emotional because during class time they would get news that some of their friends are getting cut, which are other teachers.
Although the district students seem to be performing well, times may get tougher.
We had a few languages that got cut, so a lot of students are, not as much us, but I know future students, they're definitely going to have problems getting classes they want.
Amid the troubling outlook, Dr. Mannon suggests parents voice their concern to those who can help.
They need to be active in holding accountable those people in Sacramento who actually make the decisions.
For CitiCABLE 3, I'm Margaret Sharp.
Thank you, Margaret. The State of Education address was sponsored by the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce.
Well, some middle school students were recently caught sword fighting and using a bow and arrow, all for the sake of history. Reporter Christy Kapik takes us on a trip back to medieval times.
Sword fighting, guilds of ribbon making, archery, gypsies, embroidery, and a special exhibit of St. Michael's Guild. This is all part of a unique school project held at J.H. Hall Middle School.
Today is History Renaissance Day that has been in the works for months and months. When we initially started this and getting student participation, literally the cafeteria was full of students, probably about 150 to 200 who wanted to really sign up and be a part of this day.
Nearly 150 middle school students volunteered their time alongside teachers and parents to give family and friends a little taste of what they learn in history class. 7th and 8th graders practiced and researched their roles over the last 4 months before showing off their medieval knowledge to the 400 visitors.
I signed up for Royal Court, and we had 3 other girls in our guild, and I got 2 teachers chose me to be Queen of History Day.
Winning was just a relief because I was nervous the whole way, and almost every time I fought it was close, and like the next person to get hit was out. So it was kind of hard to make sure I was still concentrating, and I was just glad I won.
The Renaissance Fair, held annually, offers students a hands-on experience taking textbook studies to a different level. Generous donations from parents, teachers, the Torrance Education Foundation, and ExxonMobil's Pegasus grant helped fund the costumes and materials, and the payoff was great, as students are sure to remember the medieval times as a moment in history they'll never forget. This is Christy Kapik reporting for CitiCABLE 3.
Thanks, Christy. This is the 10th year Hall Middle School has held their Renaissance Fair.
And while budget cuts may be creating anxiety at most schools, one elementary school had a way to release the tension. Reporter Margaret Sharp takes us to the Fern Talent Show.
Oh, this is wonderful. It gives them another outlet to have fun and to show off their talents.
Fern Elementary Principal Valerie Williams has seen her kids work hard over the last months. The end result, an array of musicians, dancers, and even comedians.
I'm Tiny Tina. I don't like you. Spoonful of sugar, let the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down.
With the help of dedicated teachers, students got out on stage to show off their skills.
And it's quite a rigorous process. The teachers have auditions and children come and try out, and they're all very excited about it.
At this year's talent show, even the youngest stars came out to shine. Each performer had their own tricks to learn their words and routines.
All I did was I did it and then followed my memory. I messed up a little bit and I just pretended it was a part of what I was doing.
First I went to my friend Kylie's house and we just practiced the song. And right after that we just knew the song like to our heart.
Even though these tiny performers seemed to be on top of things, they still had a bit of stage fright.
I was really nervous around and I'm just glad I'm here, I made it.
And it wasn't just the kids who had a chance on stage. The teachers of Fern performed a dance for the grand finale. The song they danced to was Can't Back Down, a theme that resonates with the current budget crisis.
There are teachers who are receive RIF notices, layoff notices, and even though we haven't identified who those teachers are to the student body and the parents, many people are aware of it and they're feeling very sad.
Before the grand finale, a DVD that an involved parent created was shown. Pictures of staff, teachers, students, and headlines filled the screen. The presentation helped put a face on the budget cuts.
It was emotional. As a matter of fact, all of us teachers watched it together, and when the video ended, there was a moment of silence. I mean, I think we were kind of speechless.
And after the finale, the students came out with the teachers dancing behind them, backing them up. For CitiCABLE 3, I'm Margaret Sharp.
At both the State of Education address and the Fern Talent Show, the TUSD reminded everyone that you can donate to the Torrance Education Foundation's Save Our Schools program at tef-sos.org. Coming up after the break, we have a preview of local sports.
Now here's a look at the 5-day forecast.